Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. Wolfie, once again, 2 episodes in a row, did not waste any time barking, getting us going, so I'm not going to waste any time moving, getting us going here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Well, my inventory is going to... My inventory is going to mess me up, but yeah, let's get going. Away from those creepers here in episode... Woof! Episode 397. Of Far Lands or Bust. Hello. It's a morning dip into the water here, continuing west. Episode 397, Wednesday, August 27th, 2014 is the date upon which I am recording this and publishing it, hopefully. Hopefully, given all the issues we have had with the YouTubes and the internets, but more on that in a moment. I do want to mention our Child's Play charity fundraiser over at farlandsorbust.com. We are up to $11,698.28. Just a little bit over $40 shy of our $11,739 goal before episode 400. So go over to Far Lands or Bust. Perhaps be the one that donates to get us to that amount. And by episode 400, and we'll do a little celebratory mini live stream flobathon-ish sort of situation after episode 400. Of course, you're also helping get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world, as is the mission of Child's Play Charity. You can learn more at childsplaycharity.org. Wow, I do feel like I was on quite the tear there, starting out the episode. I was speaking very fast, and now I'm slowing things down by simply referring to it in the third person. But let's continue on. Let's continue on, indeed. Speaking of live streams, spooky noises. Speaking of live streams, we are doing weekly live streams now over on Twitch. Not in any way related to flobathons or celebrations, but just weekly live streams. Thanks to the encouragement from my Patreon, the patronage at Patreon. And I've often in the past, I've forgotten to mention them until the end of a Far Lands or Bust episode, and for whatever reason, you guys don't stick around all the way through the entire episode. So I'm going to mention this one this time at the beginning, at the top. We are going to live stream tomorrow, Thursday, the 28th. Starting at or about 1 p.m. Eastern Time, that is noon Central Time, where I am located here in Chicagoland. So do the conversions yourselves. The last week I tried to do conversions on Twitter and then ended up getting a whole bunch of people confused because they don't tend to realize that they're on summertime as opposed to wintertime, and I'm just going to leave it up to you. Oh, look at that cool, it's like a cavern, a chasm, an erosion, a what are those called? Crevasse! A crevasse in that mountain. Very cool. But yeah, live stream, twitch.tv/KurtJMac. Bring your Amazon Prime membership. No, I'm just kidding. It's a joke because in the last episode I mentioned how Amazon bought Twitch. But anyway... so yeah, tomorrow, live stream. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe, I've been thinking maybe Lovely Planet. I mentioned in the last episode of Lovely Planet how I'm starting to get a little bit on edge for recording that for YouTube videos, so maybe it's more of just a fun live stream single-player game that we can try, or maybe we'll try other things out. We'll see, I don't know. I haven't done any multiplayer stuff with anybody in those live streams, so maybe some people will be available, maybe not. We won't put any pressure on anybody. But let's continue here, at least in Far Lands or Bust. I do have also a continuing update for the press tour that Far Lands or Bust is on. I did an interview, actually, a while ago, I think back in June? I think it was June, with somebody from Maclean's Magazine, which is apparently a very... prestigious, well, I don't know about prestigious, I don't know particularly, but at least a long-running and well-known Canadian magazine. Maclean's Magazine did an interview for, and they took a blurb from that interview and put it in an article about Minecraft. on McLean's. I will hopefully remember to put a link to the web version of that article in the video description below, but it's also going to be in the print. That's the way I knew. Somebody let me know that they saw my quote in the magazine, so I'm like, oh, it actually published. And I don't understand how journalism works entirely. I was a little bit confused at the article was kind of generally about Minecraft and overall a little bit of a short article, but I thought it was going to concentrate a lot on like Let's Plays and YouTube, and even not saying, oh, I thought it was going to be all about me, old KurtJMac and Farland's a Bust, but it was actually just, I was on the phone for like 30 minutes with this interview, and they kind of just pulled a few sentences, so I guess that's how journalism works. You get as much data and information as you can, and hopefully you can write an article around it. And they interviewed Notch, and I think talked to a few people about the phenomena that is Minecraft. So you can check that out. Making the press rounds. I gotta get an agent, a press agent, what are those called? A PR department. Gotta start making press releases and get. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. And rolling back to what I kind of opened the episode with, talking about internet problems, internet updates. In the last one, I said I've been having problems over the weekend with my internet, and I actually got in contact with support for Comcast despite all of my reservations for doing so, and hesitations and fears in doing so, and they scheduled a tech to come out and take a look or try to fix my problems. And the earliest they could do that was next month. It's like, well, thanks. What do you got, like one guy for the entire state? But turns out, yesterday I was recording another series of Call of Duty videos with the Call of Duty group, and I lost my connection entirely, and I went to the Comcast's website, and sure enough, they finally fessed up. Oh, there's an outage in your area. We will have this fixed by 5 p.m. today. That's the voice the Comcast website talks to me in. Yeah, they finally said there was an outage, and after that, things seem to be working more normal. I won't say good, but more normal. So I went ahead and I canceled that appointment because I'm sure it was all related to the same stuff. And hopefully things are back and workable for the foreseeable future, specifically for live streams and stuff like that coming up here with my internet connection. But also, interestingly enough, Time Warner Cable just earlier today, had a nationwide outage of their internet services. If Time Warner Cable sounds familiar, it's because that is the company, careful Wolfie, that Comcast wants to buy. They are the two largest cable and internet providers in the United States, perhaps in the world. But they want to buy Time Warner Cable. Well, Time Warner Cable had a nationwide internet outage. They have some 11.4 million residential customers and 500,000 business customers. Nationwide outage. And it's been restored by latest reports. But they blame the backbone of their infrastructure, which is basically by saying their connection, their plug to the internet was down. So that's reassuring, is it not? So now Time Warner Cable has problems. Let's let Comcast buy Time Warner Cable so that this backbone is suddenly under the control of a single entity. So there's only one backbone. So if there was to be an outage of this case, there would be triple the people who were suddenly without internet. And wow, this is an interesting little Tetris area, is it not? Neat. I like it. I think it's time for a postcard. It's been a few episodes. Hey, Wolfie. Come on over here. Yeah. Help. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. All right, I'm going to try not to push you over the edge. Screenshot time. Oh, am I okay? Okay, I'm making sure there's no creepy McCreepies. Boop. Oh, no, look back at me. There we go. There we go. Let's get that all in. Perfect. Woof. I know. You're just so photogenic, Wolfie. Let's get a crazy close-up of Wolfie. Wolfie! Hey! You there! With the sunglasses. Quickly! It's a sunset! It's beautiful! Look at me! There we go. Boop! And boop. Oh, maybe I should, quickly now, maybe I should have him tilt his head to the side with a raw pork chop. But well, that just looks goofy, is what that looks like. All right, very cool stuff. All right, so well, I guess while we're here, we're gonna make an elevated hidey hole. Sorry, I didn't mean to tempt you. You're fine on the health, so I'll keep that for later. Yeah, let's make an elevated hidey hole, why don't we? With an elevated hidey hole with a view. And a boop. And a boop. Neat. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And Tetrisness. Tetrisosity. Tetris oxide. What? Is that something? Oh, it looks even better over here. You can see right through. Dang it! I'm getting all the wrong angles. Hey, come on up on here. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Sorry. Picture time. Oh, that's actually the number one, not the picture one. There we go. There we go. All right, and look over here, Wolfie. Yep, just like that, sort of. There we go. All right. I'm a shutterbug, if I can say so. And ow! I'm gonna twist my ankle is what just happened. But yeah, that's some interesting. Careful, Wolfie. Well, I guess maybe you want that bone after all. I guess. You're gonna bribe me into feeding it to you. Bloop. There we go. But I guess that kind of wraps up that stuff with the Comcast and stuff. That SpaceX launch has been delayed for a couple weeks. I'm not sure if SpaceX has said it is in a direct response to that failed grasshopper explosion, detonation, that failed test with the grasshopper. But there was a satellite launch with the Falcon 9. I just want to do this really quick. There was that satellite launch I said was going to be delayed a couple days. They've actually delayed it now a couple weeks. So maybe something a little bit more serious is at risk there. Who knows? But let me actually get to. I only answered one question from Child's Play charity donors in the last episode. So let's try to get down the. Get funky. Let's try to get down the list here. Excuse me, grass block. And answer some of these questions. Let's see here. Let me actually get through. I was about to use my diamond sword of spawn pointiness, but that would be ill-advised. Ill-advised. Let's get some torches while we're at it. Torches. Dow! One extra torch. Dang it. Oh, I know, Wolfie. Hold on. I'm organizing. Organizing my inventory. Let's do that just to make sure I use it. Let's see here. Let's answer a question from Dr. Jamie. He's the doctor, the good doctor, Dr. Jamie, with the donation. With their donation. Oh, I was very confused. I'm like, what is this? It's just a tree that is despawning. Their donation asks, and this is going to be a weird one. I have kind of two parts that I'm going to answer this in. Oh, can I go off the edge here? I sort of can. Wolfie. Uh-oh, that's going to be dangerous. Oh, God. Yep, I thought so. I saw the sand on the edge there. I didn't take too much damage there, but Dr. Jamie, asks, I'm curious for an update on how your teetotal policy has been going. Teetotal. This is a term, there's a continued part of this question, but this is a term I have never heard in my entire life. It might be a regional thing. I think this Dr. Jamie is from Europe, just based on the next question he asks. But teetotal, I had to look this up. I might even be pronouncing this wrong. Teetotal. Anyway, I had to look this up because this is a word I have never seen before in my entire life, and certainly not in this context, but apparently that is a word for the practice or promotion of abstinence from alcoholic beverages. We just call it not drinking, or being, saying that you're sober is kind of has more of a connotation with the fact that maybe you're recovering from alcohol abuse or something like that. So when you say you're sober, there is kind of a, I don't want to say negative connotation, but at least that connotation with the fact that you are abstaining for purpose or for reason. But yeah, I've never heard teetotal before. This is an interesting. We're learning things, vocabulary, if you will, here in Far Lands or Busts. Is this a spawner? Actually, no. It's just some underwater water, underground water, actually. Underwater water. There's water under the ocean. Did I? Oh yeah. Did you? Yeah, you did take a little bit of damage there from that fall off that cliff. Sorry. Bloop. Oh, that's kind of a cool area we just passed up as well. Moo to you too, sir. Moo to you too. So anyway, Dr. Jamie is asking, have you been tempted to break it, or are you quite content without alcohol in your life? I have not been tempted to break it. For those of you who remember, on my 30th birthday earlier in the summer, I said I was planning on giving up drinking. Probably, and it's kind of just been like a loose, really, I didn't really think about it. It really wasn't something I needed to write down or I need to remind myself about. It was just kind of a goal for that birthday, and I'm like, well, maybe I can, for the next years, I can just not drink anymore until I'm, say, 40, and then I'll reevaluate my position on the matter. And it's not for any reason that I had a problem or that I have any sort of moral crusade against drinking or people who drink or anything of the sort. I quite enjoyed drinking. In the past, I enjoyed beer and craft beers. Of course, I had to cut that out because of the gluten. The gluten. Ooh, I just spit on my keyboard. The gluten! I get mouth foamingly mad at the gluten. So I had to stop that, and I did enjoy the whiskey, the scotch, and it just kind of became a thing where I'm like, I'm not really interested in doing this anymore, so I'm going to stop. Is really all that came down to. Ooh, what's going on in here? Absolutely nothing is going on in here. So, yeah, I did that, and no, I'm still, and even it was before then. It was early May is when I had my last drink when I was traveling in Oregon. I had a drinky poo at a restaurant, and that was the last time I had a drink. I know I mentioned in that episode that I'm like, oh, maybe I should have, before my birthday or on my birthday, one last drink or something like that. I didn't do that. I'm just like, whatever. So yeah, everything's on the up and up. Have I been tempted? No, not really. Despite the fact that I still own, like, alcohol in my house. I still own that half a bottle of scotch. I still own some few bottles of wine that I'd never opened. It's kind of weird. I want to get rid of those, so I want to, like, bring those to, like, parties or family gatherings. But it feels a little bit strange to bring a bottle of wine, but then be like, no, I'm not drinking. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just looking into it too much. I'll probably distribute those as needed throughout the coming months if there are things coming up. But no, yeah, that's been going fine. And actually, and even when I announced that, I proclaimed it in that episode early summer. Can't remember what episode that was, but I think it was called Team Sobriety. I got a few comments who related that to straight edge. So there's teetotal, and then there's straight edge. Certainly it's at the core of it, it's a similar thing, but straight edge kind of has more of a cultural connotation with the punk aspect of that culture. And while I do appreciate the punk and that sort of culture, that is not one that I am currently involved in or belong to, so I'm not going around saying I'm straight edge, man. And that's like really something out of the 80s and 90s, is it not? Am I mistaken? Are you not going to attack this pig? Okay, I guess I'll just kill him. Fine then, you will not. You will lose out on the pleasure, Wolfie. But yeah, so I wouldn't say I'm straight edge or anything like that. there are positive and negative connotations with that as well, to the varying degrees. So I'm not going around saying that. I don't drink. It's just something I don't do. I don't basket weave. Okay, whatever. It doesn't define me as a human, my lack of basket weaving skills or practice, but it's just something that will continue to happen now, as far as I can see. I don't know why I thought of that right now, but apparently basket weaving on the mind. Maybe I will take up basket weaving in lieu of my drinking of alcohol. The second question here from Dr. Jamie. Sorry, you signed your donation, Dr. Jamie, so that's how I'm going to refer to you from now on, or at least until I'm done answering your questions. Dr. Jamie asks, is there any likelihood of meeting you at Minecon in London next year? There's a likelihood. We still have zero information. They announced, did I say this? Yeah, I think I said this, that they announced that they ran out of time. They were too busy doing other things. I don't know what they... You know the they I'm talking about, but I don't know what they do otherwise, other than planning Minecon. But apparently there's no 2014 Minecon. It's going to be supposedly spring 2015 in London is going to be the next Minecon, and there's always a likelihood, being a Minecraft-centric convention. I have let my criticisms be known about how I feel about Minecon as a convention as a whole. But yeah, we'll certainly see. We will certainly see. We'll have to wait for, there's always, it happens on a weekend. I have something else going on. I have previous commitments. I can't go. So yeah, there's a likelihood, but you still have to wait to see if there's certainty about that. Let's go to sleep. And I'm certain we'll continue in the morning. And teetotalness. It's such a weird looking word too. Is it not? It looks weird. It's one of those weird words where just like that. I'm not talking about like, what it means or how it sounds. I mean, just like the letters arranged in that order just looks weird. Just like meal or delicatessen. Am I right? So let's go on to another question here from Alora. There's two R's there, so I guess I could call it Alora. Alora asks, as we know, NASA tweet-ups, NASA socials as they're now known, are for strictly US citizens. Most of them. Some of them, and in the past even the space shuttle launch ones, have been open to international applicants. But lately, I suppose, to simplify the application process and the approval process for getting behind-the-scenes press access, they have restricted a lot of them to U.S. citizens only. But let's just go on with that premise. Most of them are only open to U.S. citizens. As a EU citizen, I would love a similar opportunity. Do you think it should be the responsibility of other agencies, ESA, JAXA, the Japanese Space Agency, etc., to promote their work to the wider public through similar means? Well, I will say that there have, and you'll have to check with the various agencies, but there have been ESA tweet-ups, there have been Canadian Space Agency tweet-ups, there have been, I don't know if there have been Japanese tweet-ups with the Japanese Space Agency. I know for a fact that there have even been, I don't know if they've been official or not, but there have been groups, social gatherings of people who go to see Soyuz launches in Russia and Kazakhstan. When there is a Soyuz launch to the International Space Station, there have been a few. I'm not sure if those are official. I don't think they are. I think, I've seen a few of the people I've met through the NASA social community, and even met in person at some of the NASA socials. Even though they're from the United States, they've gone up, and these are the people I talk about, the launch chasers. They've gone up and gone over to Russia to watch a launch. Either they perhaps know the astronauts or some of the people involved with the NASA conglomerate that goes over there, and they turn it into a Roscosmos tweet up. But I don't know that there's been an official, from the Russian Space Agency, a social event on that part. I could be wrong. But yeah, there certainly have been, certainly with less frequency, but definitely the ESA, the Canadian Space Agency, has taken notice of the success and the outreach derived from NASA tweet-ups and social events, and they do hold their own. So certainly don't, certainly keep up with those agencies, and I'm sure that they will hold certain Twitter events or social events or invites. You might even be able to, if you start following and getting to know some of the people on the inside, and get on the inside, an inside job, you might be able to just get some sort of behind-the-scenes tour if you are friendly and end up networking. I suppose I could say you can make your own NASA or ESA social with that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, it's certainly. It has seen great success. They've certainly, I know a lot of you probably weren't around on Twitter when the final space shuttle missions were going on, but to me, basically because I was in that community and I was following along with everybody, they were much larger. I think the space shuttle ones invited up to 150 participants. Now it's only about 50 on average. Some of the smaller non-launch ones are maybe 25. But yeah, there were big events, and that's why the early ones. I think the first one was actually for the SDO, the Solar Dynamics Observatory, which launched. That was the first tweet up, and then following that was a space shuttle. Like, it was in a few days succession, and there is a very small, tightly knit group of people who kind of did that, and then NASA took notice and like, maybe we should start doing these officially on more regular basis for these missions and stuff. So yeah, they've had great success indeed. So yeah, thank you very much for that question, Alora. Let's see here, from an anonymous donor, asks, where do you end up picking up on keywords, what I would prefer to call actually catchphrases, like indeed? Was it something that you just picked up on your own, or did you pick it up from somewhere else, from someone else who used it? Indeed is something I've said, and for long before even I was doing YouTube, people already associated the word indeed with Kurt. So it was just kind of a natural thing that it would get into my vernacular. Vernacular. There's another word that looks funny when you spell it out. Wolf. Yeah, Wolfie agrees. Wolfie can read? What? So yeah, it's just something I always said, so it obviously made its way into my videos, and it's not something that a lot of people say on a day-to-day regular conversational basis, but it's become my kind of, nod in agreeance, like, oh, I see, or I understand, in any sort of conversation, even with my family or friends, I'll say indeed as opposed to or that sort of thing. Indeed, I'll say. I kind of probably got that a lot from, I watched this series, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, on Adult Swim back in college, and the characters said indeed a lot. I think it was mostly Harvey Birdman who said indeed in humorous fashion. Where else did I pick that up from? Indeed. Oh, even, yeah, back in college and stuff, what was it called? The Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. The two hosts, the redubbed hosts, at least in the American version of that show, Takeshi's Castle, I think was the original footage was from. The hosts would always say, indeed, Kenny Blankenship and Vic Romano, wasn't it? Yeah. That's where I heard indeed a lot, so I kind of picked it up as kind of a humorous alternative to the, oh yes, I understand, or yes, I agree. So that was just sort of in my day-to-day actual life that bled its way into YouTube here. This is the true and authentic, genuine KurtJMac experience that you're getting. Oh man. But there are other ones that I've picked up from other people. Such things as these I got from BOO. I'm not sure if he got that from elsewhere. think the Inyoi I got from B-double-O imitating Anders' accent. He would say Inyoi. I think it was that probably came from somewhere where Anders maybe misspelled something in chat. So now it's just Inyoi. Inyoi! There are other things. Obviously, a lot of my jokes and recurring themes come from media and, Simpsons references, the whole not so quiet whispering, I'm trying to think of... Why are you not attacking pigs anymore, my friend? Have you become a pacifist? Are you now teetotaling your way away from pig flesh? There we go. You are kind of injured here. Let's have a seat and it's Beatbox and Wolfie. So there's a bunch of stuff. I'll show. Oh, the whispering, I think he's over there. That sort of thing I picked up from Simpsons. Same thing with Out of the Way Jerkass. Something I do in my racing games is from The Simpsons. So yeah, it's an influence, my lifelong influence. So yeah, you'll pick up on those things. And it's gotten to the point where people get confused as to the origins of certain things. That you'll hear B-double-O say such things as these. Oh, you got that from Kurt. No, not really. You'll hear your Beef do the Beef has done the whisper thing, and I'm sure he got that from Simpsons as well. But also doing. I noticed he started doing that a lot more when we were playing F1 together. So yeah, those things just sort of come and go based on the ebb and flow of popular culture and catchphrases, I suppose you could say. Am I going the right way? Always going the right. Well, obviously, I'm walking towards the sun, and it's a sunset. Gosh, Kurt, get your astronomical coordinates right. I don't think I have time for another question, but we have quite a few in the list here, and you can get your own question answered by donating to Child's Play charity at farlandsorbust.com and leaving a question in the comments. Also leave your username, your nickname, if you want me to associate that with that, because otherwise the donations do, by default, come in anonymously through Child's Play charity. Well, this is just a... Dang it. This is just a perfect little place for a hidey hole, is it not? Is it not? So let's build it. I shall build it. And Shoeless Joe Jackson will arrive to inspire us for stuff. Ooh, fancy. Got a whole thing going on there. I don't know. But yeah, you could do that. No, oh yeah, I was actually trying to get to saying that we can get to the our little mini milestone goal here to get to $11,739 before episode 400. This is episode 379, remember? So we've got a little bit to go. Actually, 1 week. 1 week. Episode 400 is going to be on Wednesday of next week. So check that out. Check it. Check it out. I can break my way out of there. So let's make that out of stone. It's a robust hidey hole for the night. Let's build the beds for this and the next episode. As we do. Boop, pop, pop. Plonk it down, and we already have a boat, but we have space for one more, so let's do that. And I do appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully more people got the information about the live stream, as opposed to just those of you who are still stuck around until the end of the episode. I appreciate you guys most of all. Ooh, that was kind of a creepy Homer whisper. I probably should not do it that way ever again, but... Oh, I'm horrible. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow during the live stream. I'll put up a video anyway saying I'm live, and I do appreciate your continued support for Child's Play charity and my channel and Farlands or Bust. And those of you who are supporting me on Patreon, you guys are awesome. My name is Kurt. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Teetotal. 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 Ta-total. Teetotal?